Hey guys, it's RobJ here, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a in-depth review on the Interplay Ant World. Now I've had this Ant World for over a month now, and I've recorded and experienced it the way the manufacturer intended, with a queenless colony bought from them directly. So this is exactly the way the ant world is intended and designed to be used. So this is my review of it being used the way it should be and what it's actually like. So the kit itself is totally made out of plastic. Basically, you get some tubing and a pipette and that sort of thing, but the body of the entire ant world nest is plastic, but the box does come with absolutely everything you need to get started, minus the ants that you simply just pop over to Interplay's website and you just order them there, and they get posted out quite fast, first class, to your house, and they are around £3 directly from their website. Now this ant world is budget wise okay and on the mark. It retails directly from their website at £14.99, so £15. That seems to be very good, especially seeming this is aimed at beginners and young children and people that want to experience if they like ants before moving on to, say, a more professional setup. So yeah, £15 seems about on the mark, bearing in mind you've got to spend £3 to get the ants for it. So it's an antless ant world that needs ants, so it's a £3 extra. But you could buy them both at the same time, only pay postage once and get the whole set through the post. Now, if you're a beginner keeper wanting to try it out, a parent wanting to see if they should do it with their child, then yes, it comes with a nice book that shows quite a few steps, easy to follow steps on how to do things, or how to feed them, and it also gives you some nice age sort of matched material on learning about ants for its age range. It is a fantastic thing if you're a parent and you're thinking of doing this for your child, or should you get it your child because it's being, he's asking for it. It is very good to do, and there's pretty much no downside. It's relatively inexpensive. It is quite good for educational purposes. It really does teach quite a lot. An ant can teach quite a lot if you're thinking of getting it for your child. I mean, there's a lot of lessons that can be done through keeping ants, and this way is a good way to start out that, ants, can give your child some nice life lessons, how to treat others, responsibility, all them sort of things can be gotten out of this little kit. Ants are really one of nature's marvels, and they're really good to observe. Now this kit in particular, as the kit gets older, the ants inside will die. Now, in my experience, they have deposited their dead into the feeding bowl, which is the magnifying bowl at the end of the tube. So there's no dead left in the sand where you just can't get to it. So you can clean the dead out quite quickly. This makes for a good keeping it clean, but activity will die down. But in your first month, the activity will be at its highest, the ants will be at their happiest, and as long as you keep them fed on sugary substances like apple and a drip of honey, as you can see here, they will have enough energy to be quite active. So if you see a decline in activity, give them some food, basically sugary food source. As you can see here, they absolutely love it, and it'll keep the activity levels up in the colony. So the ants will always be busy, they'll always be doing something, and it'll be good to watch. So if you see a decline, it means their energy is getting low. If their energy is getting low, just top them back up. Now in my experience, digging occurred within about 2 days, by only 1 or 2 ants got on the ball. But it did occur within 2 days. Once more ants started joining in, they dug this main tunnel themselves. This is day 5, and they've dug this tunnel. Now what's actually happened is there's 2 tunnels, but you can't see one. There's a tunnel going right down the edge behind the green border, and then there's a tunnel going down. Now it is fascinating to watch your ants tunneling, and as you can see here, it is very hard to get a shot because there's a lot of dust and condensation when you first set up, but you can watch them up close doing this, and it is a fascinating sort of thing to watch the ants go about their business and depositing the soil and sand mix on the surface, and then going back down and digging some more, and so on and so forth. So, as I mentioned, as time passes and you get towards the end of your first month, or even halfway into your second month, activity will decline. There will have been a lot of die-offs. As you can see here, I've had a lot of die-offs. There are a lot of ants in there, but they're resting due to the current time of day. But this is the most that they've done. They've tunneled down, in and around the border, then gone down and were coming back up, and then 2 large tunnels were going to be started. One thing you'll have to get used to is the feeding pot will need to be cleaned. After a significant amount of use, the ants will start bringing sand down to cover up, in their terms, the trash, and dead bodies will be deposited here. This can be achieved quite easily by waiting until all the ants are out of the pot, going in, put a bit of cotton wool in the hole so they can't get back in, and just using a nice cloth, or in my case a wet piece of cotton wool, and you can clean that right up. If I had any gripes with this kit, it would be no one person's experience is going to be the same. As you can see here, I've only had a few tunnels out of it. Somebody else might get tunnels here, there and everywhere. And one other little downside is the ants don't seem to last very long, even when you're feeding them correctly. We're talking, I expect it to be empty in the 3rd month. So that's something to think of. It isn't going to be a long-term solution, but once all the ants, the very last ant is gone, you can restock it. But you can't restock it until the very last ant is gone. Once that has happened, you can restock it, and then you get another 3 months out of it for £3. So I guess if that's the way you wanted to work it, then it works very well. If you've got any questions, or you're a parent, or you're thinking of getting it, or you're just interested in ants in general, or anything else that you really want to know, pop it in the comments below. I'm really active on the comments, so if you need help, a question, don't feel that your question is too silly to ask. Ask it and you'll get a proper answer. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I know it's not for everybody, but there are a lot of people interested in the ant world. As Interplay told me themselves, it's still their best seller. So there's plenty of people out there interested in seeing videos on this ant world. But rest assured, there'll be some ant kit product reviews coming soon, and some other stuff. See you in the next video guys.